What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, you guys having a good Friday so far. TGIF. And with Fridays, there is always going to be a shard event. So we do have a shard event here right now. This brand new Summon Rush. It's part of the Masahiro fusion. Four different thresholds here for the fragment. They're broken up into 5 each. I guess it's a good and bad thing because they give us, a little bit more choice with how we want to allocate our resources. But at the same time, separating all the fragments like this takes away some rewards. So it's good and bad. 2,050 points for the first 5 fragments. This is the minimum you need to get to still continue on your way to getting Masahiro the Bell Monk, because we're allowed to skip 15 fragments unless you win some tournaments, which we don't really factor in. So here we can still continue to get Masahiro if we just get this 5 fragments, skipping the 15 here. If you want to skip the champion chase that's happening next week, you have to go for the full 20 here, which is going to cost you 10 sacred shards and a little bit. Now, the big question here is whether you guys will want to skip the champion chase next week or participate in it. So I did highlight in my fusion calendar. Make sure you guys check that out. But I did say that next week's champion chase will most likely be 2x void shards, since we most recently had a 2x ancient shard, and then the most recent rotation before that was 2x sacred shards. There is a real chance that it could also be 2x primal shards. And in my case, if it's 2x primal shards, I will for sure participate in that event. So if that were to happen, and if I completed the summoning rush, it means that I would have pulled extra shards that I didn't have to get Masahiro. Now, something else to consider here, we got the player and play calendar, is that the champion chase at the end of next week also is near the end of the fusion. Now, a Titan event overlapping with the champion chase is not totally out of the question either. So there's a couple compelling reasons here to want to participate in the champion chase coming next week. I have a couple remnant summons saved up as well, and then we do have mystery shards, and we do have a couple void shards. So void shards for a 2x event during a champion chase is worth roughly about 100 points each. And based on the previous fragment fusions that we had for next week's champion chase, we're looking at spending about 3,000 points to get the full 15 fragments. 3,000 points, that's about 30 void shards. Also, you can mix in other shards or other summons, fragment summons, for example, remnant summons, if you have some. So the price of 3,000 is probably not going to be that expensive. If you compared, like 30 void shards or even 20 void shards and a couple random stuff, broad malls, versus going up to 10 sacred shards, it doesn't seem like a great deal. So that's also another factor to skip out on the summon rush and participate in the champion chase instead. Mainly from a shard efficiency standpoint, you would be saving 6 sacred shards here in exchange for 25, 30, 20 void shards and then some random stuff that you'll be pulling. So I'm going to go for the bare minimum here and just get the 5, and then we'll look forward to the champion chase next week. But yeah, I totally understand if that strategy is not for everybody, but just wanted to let you guys know what my plan is and why I'm doing it. All right, so in this video here, we'll be pulling 4 sacred shards. Let's get into it. We got a nice progressive here, or a decent progressive at least. I'm excited to take a shot here at Glacaid for a 15x progressive event. There's over 200, I believe there's over 230 non-void legendaries that are summonable. And then you got a 15x on that. So you're looking at less than 7% chance of pulling your desired champion. So just keep that in mind for all these progressive events. You're not getting a huge opportunity to get the champion, but it's still the best shot you have currently in game. And then for the epics, we'll take the new Argonite just so I can build out the faction guardians. And let's see if we can get lucky here. We're only going to be pulling 4, so we're not going to be expecting too much. That's always the most healthy way of viewing shards. They're just currency towards something. In this case, we're pulling towards a fusion. Ulfrig, yeah, piece for Mikage. That's about it. The most plainest character in the game, but you know, he has his place. He has his place. Can't have everyone being so flashy. So this guy takes the mantle as the plainest looking character. Let's keep going here. Not somebody we really need. Second, Sacred Shard. Jareg. Jareg. Very, very good epic champion here. One of the first epics that I pulled on my main account way back in the day. And he hella carried my clan boss team. Decreased attack on the A1. It's not a huge chance, it's 60% chance only, but you pair him up with like Skull Crusher or Ally Attack, you get more consistent decreased attacks. And then Ally Protection, increased defense on a 4-turn cooldown. You know, this ability was a big deal back in the day. But this is on a 4-turn cooldown. And then nowadays we have 3-turn cooldown abilities with Ally Protection, increased defense, and Strengthen or a shield. So yeah, this ability really, really sucks compared to some of the abilities nowadays. There's a lot more 3-turn abilities, but here we go. We got a 4-turn ability. And then his passive is pretty good as well, just for the continuous heals. He has good base stats for an epic. And yeah, like I said, he carried my early clan boss teams pretty hard back in the day. All right, another epic coming in, flowing in. Matic Eyes of Skyiron. Skyiron? Don't know what this guy does. Attack one enemy, transfer one random debuff, attacks all enemies, remove one random buff from all enemies, steals 2 random buffs instead if they're under block buffs or block actives. And then single target, triple hit, block buffs, block actives. Third hit has a chance to spread, 75% chance. Only 1 debuff though. Passive, deals more damage to enemies whose accuracy is less than this champion. Okay. I mean, absolutely no use to me, but I wasn't sure what his kit was doing. Let's check out the last Sacred Shard here for the alt account, and we're going to pick up our 4th epic. It's going to be Fake Draco Wharf. Unfortunately, nothing too exciting on this account, and then we're going to be picking up the first 5 fragments here, and then we will head towards the champion chase, spending only 4 Sacred Shards. So anyways, let's jump over to the main account. We'll finish it off with some pulls over there. All right, we are on the main account here, and here we are going to be doing the exact same thing. We got lots of Sacred Shards on this account, 63, waiting for a good event to actually spend some of them. But even though we have 63, we're just going to spend the minimum Sacred Shards here, which is going to be 4. We're going to save the Remnant Summons for a Champion Chase. We have a couple Void Shards as well, a couple Broad Maws, and then we have Mystery Shards to finish up for a cheap Champion Chase next week. Yeah, we're just going to spend as little shards as possible to get these fusions done. So we got Glacaid here, which is somebody that I really want. Both accounts don't have Glacaid. And then we'll get the Argonite here again for the Faction Guardians. Let's go. Let's go. We got 4... pulling down to 59. Let's go. Can we get lucky? Only 6% chance of getting a Lego. Doom Priest, very good epic. Would be a big carry for Night Revenants Faction Wars if you got her. The A1, not super relevant. Increased crit rate. You got plus attack here on a 3-turn cooldown. It's a really plain ability for an epic, but her passive almost makes it all worthwhile. Remove 1 random debuff every time she takes a turn with a small heal for everybody. Yeah, she has good base HP, and then she gives Force allies 15% speed, which can be useful. There's some decent Force champions in Night Revs, for example. Good for bosses as well, just with the passive healing and the passive debuff removal. So if you got her, then it's definitely worth using. Let's pull the next Sacred Shard here. Another purple Jingle Hunter. Crazy Jingle Hunter. I believe he's got speed. Okay, speed in arena battles here. Is he a booster? Decrease attack all enemy, decrease turn meter, and then fills this champion's turn meter by 10. Single target hit with the freeze, single target double hit with decreased speed. I forgot what, there was a tournament where Jingle Hunter was the 2nd place winner, and the 1st place winner got the legendary. I'm not 100% sure which one that was. Let me know in the comments below if you guys remember which tournament Jingle Hunter was the 2nd place prize. I remember it might have been like something like Krisk or something. I'm not 100% sure anymore, but I felt like that was a bit of a slap in the face if you were trying to go win win a champion for winning 1st place in a tournament, and then your 2nd place prize was a Jingle Hunter. But yeah, that's how I remember this guy. I never used this guy before. He doesn't sound very exciting or good, but that's his claim to fame, being in 2nd place for a big winner-take-all tournament. Pull our 3rd Sacred Shard here. Still no gold. We got Magnar really decent epic nuking champion here. He hits really hard on this ability. His AoE attack, you get an extra hit on enemies without HP burn. And then if he hits both hits, it's one of the craziest multiplier hits for an HP burn champion. His base HP is not as high as like legendary HP based champions. So it kind of balances out his higher multiplier with the double hit. And also, if he doesn't double hit, it doesn't hit that hard. But if he double hits, then yeah, it's going to deal quite a bit of damage. He does bring a single target debuff spread here, and then a1 that goes decreased defense, which is kind of nice. Decent wave clear, can be used for faction wars or just clearing waves. He's also an epic, which makes him a little bit cheaper to build out, so not a bad choice. Let's move on to our last pull here. And no gold this time on both accounts. We got Jolton. Jolton, I believe he's a promo champion or part of a promo package. This guy is not good. You don't want to build him out. You don't want anything to do with him. So yeah, just leave him be. Just leave him be. That's going to be it for the polls on this video here. We pulled 4 sacred shards on both accounts, and then we're just going to go for the 5 fragments here, and we'll call it a day. We'll finish off the fusion by completing every single event, including next week's champion chase, which I expect to be about 3,000 points for that champion chase. And I expect it to be 2x voids or potentially 2x primals. In either case, as something to look forward to for next week. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys pulled something cool this weekend. Let me know in the comments below what your plans are. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Have a great Mother's Day if you guys are celebrating. Thanks for watching until the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.